What's good, guys? This is JB Trades, and I'm gonna do a little daily recap for today. So the last trade on the Express account, it was not the best. It was very poor. I didn't follow my plan, right? And today I'm gonna show like what I did and what I could improve, because today would have been an amazing trade if I just bettered on the risk. So my daily bias was bearish, and why? Let me go in here. If you look at the 15-minute, right? $15-minute. So look, the structure was bullish. And as you look right here, this right here, liquidity sweep, break of structure, order block. There's an order block created, and then there's a fair value gap. Two fair value gaps, but one got suspected and one got respected. And then when market opened at, why is this at 11:30? Let's put this at 9:30. There you go. When market opened, and look, if we look right here, Asian consolidation, and then New York reversal, and then London reversal, and then New York fake out, and then reverse to the downside. And so that's what really happened. So it faked, went up, filled an order block, and fair value gap. And if you look right here, if you just look right here, there was, I think it was here, equilibrium 2. Yeah, an equilibrium, but besides the point. And then what I wanted to predict was for it to do a reversal, like a New York fake out, go up to the up where the order block and the fair value gap is. But so my first entry, if we look up right here, because then it's gonna break up to the up, and then I would wait for the breaker structure to the downside so I can enter. Right. So which I entered off of this right here. There's a breaker structure, thinking it was gonna go up. And so I put my risk originally down here because I was risking 2%, but then I saw it going up, and I was so positive that it was gonna go down bear that I lifted up even more just for this fair value gap, which I did get stopped out, and I lost. I was down 855. And so what I tried to improve is I waited to see if there's gonna be more confidence to show that it's really gonna go down. And so what showed here, I was looking at the 5-minute. If you look right here, fair value gap filled, breaker structure to the downside, scale down to the 1-minute. 1 minute, I entered like somewhere here. Yeah, I think it was somewhere here. Yeah, breaker structure. Inverse fair value gap, yep. Which I entered there. And then my risk was right here. And then I was targeting, because there's a gap. So if you go in 1 hour, there's this gap. I think 4 hours shows some more. Yeah, there was like a gap. Yeah, there you go. A gap right here on the 15. So I targeted this gap, and then this one of these resistant liquidities on the 15 or 5-minute. And I de-risked, like when it started going down, I lowered my stop loss a little bit just to minimize the loss. And then went down, I went to break even, because my first take profit was this in the middle. My second was here, and then my third was this one. And so what you hit all of it, and that trade was 1,400. So it brought me back from the loss of last week and today. And so that really put me up. For today, I'm up $563. And then for total P&L, I'm up $68. And so what I should improve is just to wait a little bit more confidences and to set the stop loss in a better position, because I did risk 2 contracts in both of these. But when I did risk the 2 contracts, sometimes I see like the amount, if it hits the stop loss, I see the amount, how much I would lose. And I let that get in my head. So I'd minimize the loss, which I shouldn't. I should follow the plan. Because if I did, would have been something like this right here. It would have been a 1-to-1 risk, but probably would have entered again, you know, double entry, but 1-to-1 risk and full take profit would have been right here, right? 2%. That's besides the point. I learned from it. I learned from a mistake, which put me back up. So what I learned too is I don't need to trade every day. Honestly, I do not need to trade every day just because I'm on Express account. I need to make money. Only thing I need to do is just to only trade A+ setups to better my trading skill and to be successful and to reach that $1,000 payout for this summer. That's my goal, and I will reach it this week. Today is the 7th because I did trade on my phone while I was driving. So that was one part too of it. So there was no news today. There's no news tomorrow. There's only news on Wednesday, and then Thursdays there's a little wonky, but Friday there's no news. So this week looks pretty promising. I'm not gonna trade every day. You know, I'm gonna see if the market's giving me something to enter. It was a great trading day. You could call it revenge trading. I would say it's strategic because I knew it was gonna go down, and I don't want to lose 855 to really put me down. You know. And, you know, I'm going to study a little bit more and work on that. Because every day, it's just, a loss is just a new way to learn. A loss is like a stepping stool to success. You know, I'm not going to lose this. I'm not going to have this loss and just bring me down and just have so much hatred and just even quit. You know, I'm different and I know I'm capable of this. You know, like, if you're with God, anything's impossible. Nothing's impossible, I should say. Nothing's impossible with God. And I'm very grateful for him, for what he does for me, and he can help in 1 million ways for y'all. You know, I hope y'all really enjoy watching this video, and I hope y'all learn something. You know, day by day, I am learning how to work YouTube and all that, and I'm pretty new. It would be awesome if you want to follow this journey. Just hit the subscribe button, like, comment, you know, and road to 1K payout. I hope you're liking this journey, and we got a long way to go. Hope y'all enjoy. Have a good one. Peace out.